This is going to be day 4 of your beginner's options trading course. Welcome back. We are going to get into indicators, right? Indicators and how they are going to be helpful for you as a trader. But remember this one thing when it comes to indicators. Indicators should not be traded without a strategy, right? It's not a standalone. So you should have a strategy of how you're going to enter into the trade, why you're taking the trade, where's your profit target, why you're going to get out of the trade, okay? So making sure that you're not just using indicators standalone by themselves. Indicators should be used as confluence to agree with your reason for getting into the trade, okay? So first one on the docket for our indicators, make sure you have a pen and paper because these are going to be super duper helpful. I want to make sure that you are on point, okay? So first things first is going to be volume weighted average price, or VWAP, okay? VWAP. So simply you would search up VWAP. So what the VWAP is, y'all, it is literally the true average price, right? They take into consideration the price and the volume of that particular stock for that day, okay? So think of this as where exactly where buyers and sellers are agreeing on the price of that stock. So if price is above the VWAP, if these candlesticks, this is price, if these candlesticks are above the VWAP, think of that as a bullish bias, right? If price is below VWAP, so you see how this is down in VWAP, if the VWAP was up here, this would help confirm or add the confluence of a downtrend. So this is going to be helpful to you if you're interested in taking a call or a put. You could check and say, hey, where is price according or relative to the VWAP? If it's above the VWAP, then I'm cool with possibly getting into a call if it fits my strategy. Same thing too. If price is below the VWAP, then you're like, okay, bet I might be interested in a put if my setup comes into play. You see there, you see there, you see there. I'm not like, okay, bet price is above VWAP, I'm going to take a call. Price is below, I'm going to take a put. Nope. We're looking for these things to add for confluence to get into the trade, okay? So that is the first one, VWAP, volume weighted average price. Okay, let's go on to the next one. The next one, this one, my oldie but goodies, and this wants to come off my chart ever, is going to be the ORB, or opening range breakout. People call it a bunch of things. I call it ORB, but the one that I use is by ZZ Crypto 123. Okay, now with the ORB, what the ORB gives us, y'all, it is going to be the high of the first 15 minutes. I use the 15-minute ORB. Some people may use the 5, but the high of the first 15 minutes and the low of the first 15 minutes. Why is that important? Well, that is giving us a confirmation of that buyers and sellers are agreeing on that. That's the high for the first 15 and that's the low for the first 15. As a trader, especially when it comes to getting into a trade, we're looking for breaks and holds of critical levels. We don't just want to get in any old where. I think that's what beginner traders get messed up at, just feel like you need to jump in. No, you don't. Like, you can look for confirmation to help you get confident in taking a trade. As a desire to be a profitable trader, what's going to get you to the next level is increasing your confidence, not your dollar amount, not the amount of strategies that you learn, not the amount of screens that you have, y'all. It's confidence in getting in the trade. Can I say here, amen? When you feel confident to take the trade, then guess what? You would put size on it. You will be able to risk more. But if you're not sure or you're guessing, guess what? You will jump in any old where, you'll get out any old where, and you'll get shooken out of a trade. And guess what? What always happens when you get shook out of a trade, it continues in the direction that you thought it was going to go. And then you get mad and you're just done with the whole thing. Let's stop doing that. After you watch this video and maybe rewatch it again, you should be able to say, hey, I can do this if I start having confluences and checking these boxes. All right. So once we have the ORB, y'all, the ORB gives us the high and the low for the first 15 minutes. And when the ORB is on our screen, this is what it looks like, right? My high is green and my low is red. So if I get a break and hold of the high, that means with the confirmation of volume, which is these volume bars down here, then we could say, hey, there's strength in this particular price action, and we may be interested in what? A call, right? We may be interested in a call if our setup produces itself. Y'all see how that works, right? We need if then situations to happen. Then also when it comes to the low, it's not only the high that we're interested in. If we get a break of the low ORB, right? That means there's weakness in that price action. So we could be interested in a what? A put, right? We might be interested in a put play if it produces our setup. Y'all see the trend? Okay, just because it does a thing with these particular indicators does not mean you jump into the trade. Okay, so the next indicator that we're going to pay attention to is going to be the exponential moving average 9, or some people call it the 9 EMA. Okay, so you would just simply type in exponential moving average exponential, right? So when you add that to your chart, you will get a line on your chart here. And what it does is it reacts strongly to the movement of price action and trend. So it can definitely confirm the said trend, right? As you can see, the 9 EMA on this example is this purple line here. So it is this line right here. So once you have added it to your chart, you can just do the drop down here and you can see it 9 EMA here. So when it comes to TradingView, you can go ahead and personalize any of these settings if you have like a color bias or whatever the case is. So you see, all you have to do is you get to change the color, you get to change the thickness so you can see it. So what it does here, it acts as a strong level of support or resistance. And as you can see in this case, right, where the 9 EMA was above price action, guess what? It helped to confirm that this was definitely in a nice downtrend. And you can see all it did was ride right above price action all the way down. All right. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is going to be our pivot points, okay? Our pivot points. And what pivot points are, they are just a mathematical equation of price action that happened the previous day. All right. One of the things that you need to know, and if you're going to be a technical trader, which you are if you're using previous price action to make informed decisions on intraday trading, right? What pivot points does, it takes into consideration where price reacted previously and it creates levels for you. The pivot point is going to be so essential to a beginner trader to mark levels on your chart, because in the beginning it might be kind of hard or to find levels. So at least when it comes to pivot points, you have some sort of levels to put on your charts to say, hey, price has reacted here previously, it may react again. And a reaction is something like this, my friends. You see how when price action here on Amazon got to this level right here, what did it do? Completely stopped the uptrend and did what? A reversal down. But if you were not aware of this level, my friends, what would you be interested in? You would possibly be interested in price to continue going up. So as traders, it is imperative that we are aware of levels and be informed on what to do when price gets to these levels, okay? So when it comes to our pivot points, my friend, the one I use, it's called pivot point standard. And once you have the pivot point standard, you just simply add it to your chart and boom. My pivot points are these orange lines here. And once again, if you want to edit it and make it larger, better, you just hit the little gear sticks here and you put the inputs, okay? You can change the color, you can change the style, you can change the visibility on there. Want to make sure that you have it on the number of pivot back 15, okay? And everything else you leave just the same way. So pivots are so helpful to you, like I said, as a beginner trader, to help mark levels on your charts for you. And the S's on the side here, you're going to see S1, S2, S3, R1, R2, R3, that simply stands for, S stands for support, R stands for resistance, and P stands for pivot, right? Just understand that those are all just critical levels where price has reacted previously. All right, last but certainly not least, I think I saved the best for last, to be honest, because hey, this one will never, ever, 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 ever not be on my chart, okay? We coming in strong is going to be the 200 simple moving average. So when you're trying to find it, all you have to type in simple moving average. Stocks in Box is the one that I use, or whatever charting platform you're using, simple moving average, right? There's different numbers, but I use the 200 simple moving average. All right, y'all. So the 200 simple moving average is simply the average price of the stock for the last 200 trading days. It's the average closing price of the stock for the last 200 trading days, okay? And all that is cool and everything. That's the technical definition of it. But can I break it down for you even simpler? Think of the 200 as your parent, right? It's going to tell you what not to do. So if you have the 200 above you, my friends, the best practices is to not get into a call play until we break through and hold above. Contrary to that, if the 200 is below price action, what we want to do is to wait for a break and hold under the 200 before entering into a put. The 200 can act as a very strong level of resistance if it's above price and a very strong level of support if it's below. So what does that mean? If I'm in a call position and the 200 is here, price may do what? Bounce off of it in the opposite direction. Same thing if we're in a put and 200 is there, price may react and bounce up off of it. Now, does it mean that you cannot enter a trade if the 200 is there? No, simply if you are in a trade, what you can use the 200 for is a level to take profit or to get out of the trade, whatever the case is, because of the fact that we know it can act as a strong level of support and resistance in relative to price action or the particular trend or move that you're currently in. Okay, so when it comes to these indicators, once again, I want to finish off with the disclaimer that these are added confluences, my friends. The more confluence that you have, the better likelihood that the trade may go play out the way you would like. Now, is this always going to be the holy grail of, what trading is? No, it is, what I'm saying, trading, it is what it is. But at least now, my friends, you have some things to add to your arsenal, right? Remember, your strategy is the ice cream and these indicators are your toppings, okay? And just being able to use these to help you on your trading journey, okay? If you enjoyed this, make sure you go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, because once again, you are in a course right now, so you need session 5 coming up next. So make sure you go ahead and put your notification bell on so you don't miss when the next one comes up. And if you ever want to get resources or actually get my levels on a daily basis, go ahead and comment the word free, because then you can get access to more resources and also my daily levels, my hourly levels that I drop inside the group. All right. And if you want to hear my thought process, you want to see my screen live, trade with us live, and actually, hear and see what we're doing on a daily basis, go ahead and click the link in my description, and that will get you situated. Okay.